That never gets old. Hey, what's going on, guys? It is Josh back again in the Mustang. We'll be back to the Mustang. So you joined me here today on a very rainy Sunday afternoon here in Tampa, Florida. I wanted to, it's actually pretty suiting because I actually wanted to talk a little bit about my new wheel and tire setup. I know I said that I got some new Velgen VMB7, I believe it was, or VMB7. Then I also got the Falken Azenis FK510 tires. I wanted to just give a quick little review of them since I've had them. I've had them for about just over a week now, but I've actually had quite a few instances, specifically in the rain, where these tires have been much better than the old set. So if you guys remember, back in my first video I talked about the old set that I had, and the old set was a 5-spoke rough racing wheel. It was a discontinued wheel. Ended up selling those to a guy with the tires that were on them. So the tires that were on them were a Nitto NT 555 G2. So the front tire width was a 255 35, and then the rear tire was a 275 35. I've now upgraded to the Velgens with the Falken tires. The tires on the front now are a 275 35, so same as the old rears, and the rears are now a 295 35. I used to have, so with the old Nittos, I had issues hooking up in second gear specifically. I would notice that whenever I went from first to second gear, specifically, the rear end would want to slide left. So I would have to, I quickly learned, correct it to the left, obviously. But it was something that I didn't really want to deal with every single time that I did a launch, right? So it was one of my first priorities, like, okay, let's get rid of these wheels and tires, especially when it came to the rain. The Nittos had a high tendency to hydroplane in the rain, which is not exactly ideal, especially if you want to, do a quick little pull or something from a red light, or if you get in second, you're trying to go around somebody. That happened a couple of times as well. There was one time I was coming down a road right by my house, and I was just trying to go by a guy in the rain, and because he was moving ridiculously slowly. I was in third gear, big toe throttle, and car went sideways, and so that's kind of when I was just like, all right, yeah, I'm gonna need new wheels and tires. These just aren't cutting it. So I'm very, very happy to report these wheels and tires are amazing. Don't obviously know anything about tread life. Like I said, I've had them for literally a week. So I'm sure in another 6 months, I'll probably give you guys another quick little update on how the tires are doing. But I haven't seen very many reviews of this tire online. Like, most of them have been comparison videos to, I think the one that I saw was from Tire Reviews UK. It was this tire versus like 7 others, including the PS4S, the Michelin PS4S, which is much more expensive, as well as the Sport Contact 6 from Continental, and the Goodyear Eagle F1 Super Sports. So I wanted something that wasn't quite that expensive. I really wanted the Continentals, if I'm honest, but I didn't want something that was that expensive, so I went with the Falken tires, and have been loving them. So as far as drive performance goes, they're pretty fantastic. They hook up immediately. I haven't noticed any of the issues in second gear that I was noticing before. But here, I'll go ahead and, yeah, my shifting's really bad. If you guys remember, this is my first manual car, so don't judge my shifting. So just did a quick little second gear pull there. No issues whatsoever. I mean, there was a little bit of fishtailing because there was a pond or a puddle in the road. No shenanigans. If I was in the Nittos, I would not have the confidence to do that whatsoever. These things hook up instantly. They don't have any problems going through water. I actually last weekend, so I help out at my church every single Sunday. I helped out there this morning, and I usually have to be there around, I have to be at the storage unit around 6:15, right? 6:15 a.m. Last Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday, go Bucks, by the way, obviously, Tampa. Last Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday, I was on my way to the storage unit like I do every single Sunday, and I wasn't paying attention because my keys fell out of my pocket into the abyss down here, right? So I'm like fishing for these keys, and and I don't see this puddle coming up in the right lane. I'm in the right lane, and there's this massive puddle that's like taking up half of the entire roadway. So I didn't see it. I was coasting in neutral, and the car basically just trucked right through it. If I was on the Nittos, I guarantee you I'd have been hydroplaning everywhere, probably would have went straight into a curb. This thing just went right through it, no issues whatsoever, and it worked out just fine. I was okay, obviously, like I said, it didn't crash. So, and all I had to do really was just brake and then get back in gear, and I was good to go. These tires have done amazingly, haven't noticed any spinning at all yet, in any gear, in any condition. I'll go ahead and take it on a quick little back road for you guys as well, in just a second here. Just kind of have a little bit of fun with the car. But they handle pretty well. I will say I have noticed a comparison or a difference between these and the Nittos in that sense. Now, let's explain it a little bit more whenever I get down to the road down here. So, see you guys in a second. All right, so back up here, I'm on one of my favorite driving roads in the area, over in the Odessa area, and yeah, zero confidence issues whatsoever. These tires just hook. They do have, so one thing I really liked about the Nitto tires, they actually had amazing turn-in response. So, like, you know, you'd put in the input into the steering wheel, and it was almost instantaneous, and those things would just turn. These require just a little bit more effort. Right? The Nitto I would probably want on track rather than this. Now, granted, I also had a smaller aspect ratio up front, which could definitely play a factor. It's not a like-for-like scenario, but needless to say, the turn-in response on this isn't as good now as it was with the Nittos on. Nonetheless, the grip is phenomenal. I have zero fears going through a corner, whether it's for understeer or oversteer. The car just hooks up pretty amazingly. And if I can get past these two cars ahead of us here, I'll be able to actually show it off a little bit more. So let's see what's going to happen here. There's cars coming the other way. Never mind. But yeah, these tires have hooked up pretty incredibly. As far as the wheels themselves go, they're perfect. I will say the only thing I wish they fit a little more. They fit a little bit more tucked. It's more of a tucked fitment than I had before. Before I had as I said, the last guy put on those rough racing wheels, and he had spacers on the front and on the rear, and the ones on the rear made the rear end or the rear wheels stick out just outside of the fender. These ones do not anymore. It's not a bad thing. Still looks fantastic. This actually gives more of the look I wanted. It has the very concave, aggressive rear end look now, whereas before it was much more. I mean, like, it still looked good. It still had that look, but it looked much more square out back than it does now. This one gives that really nice, aggressive, almost drag-esque look, which I was really going for. The really aggressive stance out back, and this new wheel and tire setup as well also now gives it a little bit more rear rake, so the car kind of sits up more like this. Like, if this is the rear end, sits up like that, which just again gives it more of an aggressive look, which really is what I was going for with it. I didn't want something that just looked really basic and square, and it's just not the look that I wanted. I want my car to look aggressive. I bought an aggressive car, I want it to look aggressive. So definitely can't complain there. Like I said, so far everything with this car, or with these wheels and tires, has been absolutely incredible. The one thing I would probably change is the front aspect ratio. May have gone down to a 30 instead of a 35, just so I can get that extra little bit of turn in, and it wouldn't look quite so meaty up front. I don't need the extra meat up front. I just need it out back so I don't spin. That was the main thing I was going for, and it doesn't do it anymore. So if I get the chance to open this thing up on the back road, I'll be sure to include some footage of it. If not, then you know, enjoy the rest of your day, guys. Thank you for tuning in, and of course, be sure to like, comment, subscribe if you did enjoy it or found it useful in any way whatsoever. And yeah, talk to you guys next time.